Welcome inside Vivint Arena, the side of the 2022 Utah Top 50 Championship night. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. Game 1 of 3 in the Big House.
Yeah, we pulled out all the stops, Dusty.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's no better venue for a championship game than Vivint Arena, and can't wait. Seeing players and family members walk in and the eyes just like get big, like, oh my goodness. You can see like just there's a different feel being able to play here on Larry H. Miller Court. Should be a fun night.
Should be a fun night. I mentioned we have 3 games this evening, and a chance for these guys to come out on the big floor and put out their talents. That's Giorgio Golesi. He's had that one slapped out of bounds.
And that is one where we're going to see some roster shifts tonight. The Oakland Americans, the Washington Caps are our headliner, but adding Bowen Hammer to the American roster, KJ Miller and Giorgio Golesi both being moved from the Caps to the Oakland to help even out the 2 benches tonight. So that'll certainly be something to keep an eye on. How about a couple nice plays on the defensive end here early for the Americans? And
we'll stay here with the Caps. As Golesi's will trigger in.
I actually think I had that reversed.
Yeah, I'm starting to turn around at the moment. Yeah. As I believe 3s. I'll just go down and check my score one more time.
I think that was Mackay with the little jumper there as we get kind of caught up here. Griffin Dowdy taking a rare 2-pointer, Dusty. We're accustomed to seeing him kind of shoot the long range. That one from the junction.
A nice job on the reverse. Couldn't get it initially. This is Christopher Cox. Goes right back up with it. And we'll match what's inside.
Cox has been one of the leading goal scorers. It sounds like I'm in soccer mode. Leading scorers for the Americans this year. He's had a really nice top 50, Cox has.
There's Mackay Martin, sends it out for 3. Peter Broadbent off the mark.
Peter's been another real highlight. We've talked about Golesi, but Peter Broadbent, man, he's sized up for a big year for Skyline. He's had a strong year here in the top 50.
So Golesi's up top. Giorgio's had a great fall here at the Utah Top 50. He's up all popped out of bounds by Carson Smith, and we'll stay here.
You know, we talk about Giorgio, and I think he's really shown his ability to drive the lane. And teams have noticed that. You see that drive, and I love the kick out there because once you show that driving ability, it can really open up some of that outside shot. It was a nice deflection in the lane there.
We'll get the scoreboard reconfigured here in just a moment, as that shot is good. I think I might have the score backwards here. It's 6-2 Americans.
That was Bowen Hammer with the little jumper there. Did a nice job. We talked about he'll have multiple games tonight. Hammer will. Oh, Giorgio set that one up so beautifully and just a little strong on the drive. But, man, that spin move for Golesi in the paint. Did a nice job.
So, again, running clock will go till the 10-minute mark. We'll have a media timeout. His scoreboard should all be accurate now. I think we got with some of the roster switchovers, and Preston, I can't even blame Preston right now because Preston got the night off. Well, I think he got this game off anyway.
I was like, wow, the whole night? We'll see how it goes apparently.
Yeah, we're waiting. He keeps claiming midterm tests and stuff, and I'm like, no. There's nice take. That's Kyle Carley.
You know what I do love in the warm-ups? We did see the Caps. They each took an opportunity in the warm-up line to go and dunk it on the rim. It was like, you know what? Like, someone better had a
totally
camera
got
out,
that.
right? And been taking photos of that.
Well, absolutely. That was a great take and finish.
Nice steal, KJ.
That was Bowen Hammer. That's KJ Miller off on the 3. And the rebound taken by Soleimani Barrow. Soleimani goes coast to coast in the bucket.
Yeah, nice take there by Barrow. Lincoln Christian Academy showing his versatility there. The 3 by Miller on the previous possession bit of a smile. He was excited to be able to have the three-point line on the floor tonight and be able to showcase some of his range.
I think his high school coach told him, you don't shoot from there anyway.
Yeah.
So Cox comes the other way. Nice strip by Carly. And we'll keep it here with the Americans. As Sorensen and Dent will come back on. It's into Miller. Little jab step three won't fall.
It's a Region 1 foe there. Dowdy was there defensively. Couldn't tell if Cox got a piece.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that was the call there.
I'll get that past Doug Jardine.
He's not even having to wear glasses tonight to see that call.
Well, because he asked his partner, I think I got him. You got it? Yeah. Okay, we'll put it right here.
Yeah, just two-man crew tonight.
The good thing for Doug was that he found the elevator down. We ain't walking down all those stairs. So good for Doug. We need fresh legs, remember, on camera for us on Friday. Yes,
Well, I need fresh legs to run up and down the floor. We took a little jaunt down, and I came up, and I was winded, Dusty.
Oh, I told you. I was like, you're going down. We're coming right back up. Another bucket. That's Sorensen laying that one up and in. Luke Sorensen with the week 2 ad.
Yeah.
So that's been a great waiver wire find for the Caps as that ball's out of bounds.
Coach Kyle Day thrilled. We'll see his teammate, Jagger Frankham, a little bit later, but Ridgeline with some bigs this year in Region 11. Should be fun.
KJ Miller sends that one back to Hammer, 4-3.
Boy, Bowen Hammer looks like he got bigger over the offseason. Good range there for Hammer.
A strong move, sends back out, 3 on the way, off the mark. And the board pulled down by Hammer.
I think he's such an intriguing prospect. Obviously good shooting range, but you see his length, his ball handling, good defender as well, very gritty player. And he could be a really fun player at the next level.
Well, absolutely. Oh, nice find inside. And that's Sorensen with another 2.
Yeah, but how about the dish by Carly? Kind of goes the under-over to get some spin on that pass, to be able to just thread it inside to his big man.
You know, it's so funny. We've hit the range where I'd now have to consider as Bowen pulls for 3 and it's a little wide, that's not Nick's younger brother. That could be, that could be Nick's son. That's how old we are. As that bucket on the other end ties us up at 16. Well, it has to be brother. I'm like, wait a minute. 02. We both graduated in 02. Do the math.
That'd be an age difference. It's not, it could be.
Yeah, Hammer double check on classes is a nice strong take and bucket there by, that was Carson Smith. And I always had to do a double take on Carson Smith and Chamberlain Burgess, especially from this distance. He's a senior this year, is Hammer. It'd easily be nephew, but, as Reese Stan can't corral that one. And we'll go back down the floor with the Americans. So this is Christopher Cox, a man out of Cottonwood High School. Going to get Somani Barrow, a little one-on-one fall away, won't go.
Nice job by Barrow, not allowing himself to get pushed off too far there defensively as Cox was trying to back him down. Did a good job keeping his defensive position.
Yeah, going to get that one as now Chamberlain Burgess comes onto the floor. As a 11-minute mark, and we'll have a media timeout at 10 left. The clock on your screen is unofficial. Snapped out into the corner. KJ Miller off on the 3. The rebound cleared by Sorensen. Sorensen quickly ahead. Chamberlain leaves it for Dent. Whoa. A little hot to handle, but Somani got the loose ball. Doesn't get the bunny to go. Stays with it. Stripped away by Makai Martin. and we'll stay here.
Boy, really nice defense there for the Americans. Looked like a great opportunity, and that defense finally able to kind of get back in positioning, contest it, not give up anything easy.
Chamberlain Burgess fall away, won't go all the way around, taken by Broadbent. One of those Skyline Eagles that have had a great fall here at the top 50. As Broadbent goes right to the rim, and there'll be a foul on Chamberlain Burgess. Let's see if they decide to take the media. Nope. And Broadbent hits the free throw. And now the media timeout. So that's a 10-minute mark. Media timeout. We'll be right back here watching the Utah Top 50 Championship Night here at Vivint Arena. At any age, any level, basketball is a physically demanding sport. By focusing on acceleration, agility, and power, we can give players in every position the tools to be more successful on game day. Preparing for the next workout begins the moment the last workout ends. Athletes have control over the recovery process at Athletic Republic. And we want to thank Athletic Republic for being a proud sponsor and supporter of the Utah Top 50. And not only just been Utah Top 50 for a few weeks, so there's a legend walking in the room for a second when we finish this, but they've been great. Top 50 weeks, and then we had the top 50 next. We had top 50 girls last night, now the championship night. Coach Joey Porter.
Bobby
he's
Porter.
Still kicking. He's trying to get him way up to 4A. BJ's like, why couldn't you do this 15 years ago, Dad? Would it end up at Portland, Dad?
Great to see you, Coach. Have you had a chance to see Barrow in the top 50 this year?
Yes, I have. I had a chance, and I love this improvement. And the kid, the sky's the limit for him.
Coach, how fun is it for guys, especially Leighton and Christian, right, to be able to play in an event like this, get a showcase moment to show their skills at this level against other guys? How great is that for them?
Well, you know where we came from being a little 1A school, and now we're up to 4A. And so it's just great. You know, just the basketball environment is just fantastic here. The top 50, that was great, but they put it together. That, you know, again, it's a one-stop shop for any college coach that they can be able to see what true talent we have here in Utah.
Coach, let everyone know what former NBA star you coached in high school.
Oh, I coached Ron Harper.
I always tell them, they ask, you taught it Joey, you're going to find out he coached Ron Harper in high school. I remember that.
Yeah, I was blessed. So, you know, he's doing well, and his son's doing well, too. So I'm just really happy there. You know, and like I said, it's being my last year. A lot of these guys are going to come and see my February the 3rd game against Juan Diego, so it'll be my last home game.
Oh. Whoa. Is that breaking news, Coach? I was not aware of that.
Yes, this is it. It's the end of 42 years of coaching.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm just really going to enjoy it. You know, like I said, we get to play this year in California San Fernando Valley Tournament. We get to play in the Tarkanian again. We get to play in the Olympus tournament. We get to play in Dayton, Ohio. So it's going to be really, really great for us this year.
Yeah, brave man to go out to Dayton. But, Coach, we look forward to seeing you.
All right.
It's always great to see you, Coach.
Well, you take care. You know it's good. It's a long time, man. Long time. Take care. God bless you.
We're going to have to get up there this year, Dusty.
Absolutely.
If it's last year,
February 4th.
We're coming.
All right.
February 4th, we're there. Put us down.
And we got food.
There we go. As Gillespie's lays this one in on this end. And a 3 by K.J. Miller. What was K.J.? Pardon me, that was 44. Knocked down the 3.
Yeah, that'd be Charlie Smith.
Yeah, thank you. As there's a layup and in there by Christopher Coxon. I just love Coach Joey Porter.
Yeah.
The senior year for BJ, remember, because I wrote an article talking about what he could do. And,
yeah.
So much fun. Just, I can't believe that was 15 years ago.
It's pretty remarkable to see just the growth of that program, and it's such a cool setting when you go to a game there. Man, and to just see the development of kids that have come out of that program. You talk about BJ, but there've been a handful of them. I mean, there's a reason why they're up in 4A because they've been, rolling in 2A and 3A, and just awesome to see what that program's done. Coach Porter, he's the best.
Yeah. Well, not that before we were done talking about Coach Porter, but I didn't know if he would do it on his own. That's why I had to tee up the Ron Harper thing.
He would not. Yeah. I mean, he's a pretty humble guy. Like I love Bobby.
So, 28-22, Americans leading the Caps as that was out of bounds. Noah got the foul. Mekhi Martin saying he helped escort Burgess out of bounds. But again, it's been a fun 6 weeks. Had the bye week last week to get these guys all ready for tonight. As that three is good by Smith. But allowed the next to play, which was a blast to watch, as Broadbent with another three. That's his second. Come back the other way. Doughty for three, or Dowdy. As I know he'll clip that and put it on Twitter. He put a highlight reel together off of his own stuff.
I'll tell you, I mean, one of the teams that we talked about Skyline, but Weber's going to be an interesting team this year as well with Dowdy, and we'll see his running mate a little bit later in Skank.
Hey, no wonder the Jazz led the league in threes. All of a sudden, our high school guys are just lighting them up from the outside. As Christopher Cox loses the handle on that one. Sent ahead, Reese Dent, Mekhi Martin give it chase and Dent with the flush. There's a memory.
Yes, sir. He even looked over at his old high school coach. Coach Ballstead was just coming right around the corner there, out of the tunnel. And hey, Coach, you see that?
Yeah. If I'm Coach Ballstead, I say, hey, look, it's just a black and gold floor.
It should be exactly right.
Comfortable here. Is nice find. Giorgio. Hammer was going for the hammer.
Yes, he was. Amongst the trees, nonetheless.
Hey, when you put the single leg sleeve on, you better be able to get up.
If we were in football, that'd be a 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike, illegal adornments.
Because we had to find something for a group. Never mind. The things we worry about just blows my mind.
I'll tell you what.
Can't bring the ball out of the end zone, but hey, don't you dare put on a single sleeve or have a towel or
excessive eye black. I mean, Jackson Dart, his whole persona would be changed.
Well, he wouldn't be talked about by Ryan Russillo, I'll tell you that much.
No, not at all. How about Hammer again being aggressive right near the rim, man? We talk about his versatility in his game. He's shown us the jumper, but he can go inside too. I remember seeing him last year in the regular season over the holidays at a tournament. It was like, man, this kid, he's gonna be a good one.
Well, there's a free throw, 1 for 2, good there by Hammer. Again, right now, currently young man out of Snow Canyon, the state champion. Last year, Coach Meacham is Smith left that a little strong off the baseline. Ahead to Hammer, he's fouled from behind by Chamberlain Burgess. And Bowen Hammer will go right back to the line for another 1 for 2 free throw. That had to be a purposeful pairing in the name, right? Bowen Hammer. Shoot the three and bring down the Thunder.
I mean, technically it's Bowen with an E.
I know, but that's cool. How you do it, right?
Yeah.
You got to go long distance, and then when you need to, you go after him. I get it.
Okay. It's an interesting pairing.
Yeah, I know.
A bow and a hammer.
I know. It just goes. It's all purpose, man. The city of Troy wouldn't have been sacked if they would have had both of them. They had great archers, but they didn't have a guy to come drop the hammer.
Yeah, I mean,
watch
clearly.
a movie.
Next time, I'll tell you what. Next time I go hunting, I'm going to bring my hammer with me. I've got a bow. I just need a hammer.
I know.
Forget the arrow. Give me a hammer.
Exactly. Well, the arrow comes with the bow.
No, it's bow and arrow, and you're saying bow and hammer, so
I'm
you're
aware,
replacing the arrow with
because
a hammer.
the arrow comes with the bow.
See, this is the kind of detailed breakdown you only get here
only on KSL Rewind. Now you get to look at what we talked about off air. Nice job as Carson Smith reverses and scores on that one. And back to a 2-point game.
A couple quick outlets tonight that we've seen the Americans trying to be aggressive with, and leading scorer for the Americans this year. He's been dialed in offensively. Been a good assist man as well. Leading scorer, leading assist guy for Oakland.
Kyle Carley fouled on the take. The man out of Mountain Ridge, we're going to call it on the floor, not on the shot. Was not in his habitual shooting motion.
How about the scoring? I was curious if we would get a lot of scoring here at Vivint Arena.
Oh.
And they're saying, hey, if we can handle Slick, we can handle this arena, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But how about Dowdy with the rare backside jump ball?
That takes real skill.
Yeah.
Anyone can near side it, right?
Who has the soft touch that happens on the backside of the buckle? Is Cox. Nice take and finish. He's had a great summer, too.
Yeah, he has. He has. And he's been just behind Mekhi Martin by a fraction of a point in terms of the scoring. Good rebounder as well.
And Broadbent. He's up the loose ball, send to the corner. KJ Miller pumped the three, go to the angle. He likes it.
Splash. KJ.
Come back the other way. Barrow sends out Dowdy. Just short on the three, and the board taken by Charlie Smith. Quickly the other way. KJ Miller couldn't get the layup to go. Hammer fouled by Sorensen. A little 4A on 4A harm there by Sorensen on Hammer.
And I like the drive there by KJ. You just hit the three. You know that defense is going to pick you up early. Key being vacated allows for a good lane. Just a little strong on it. That's why you have teammates for, to help clean it up.
Another free throw there from Hammer. 48-36, inside of a minute left. Sorensen tried to go same side, couldn't get it. Gets his own board, and then gets a +1. So stick-to-itiveness being paid off there by Sorensen.
Yeah, nice job by Luke. Of course, no time for and one free throws. Just give him the point, and we go.
So it'll be near 20 seconds left in the first half. Our clock is about 3 seconds off. Remember, that clock you're seeing on the screen is unofficial. Not sure when they stopped it for 3 seconds. But Hammer will set things up. The screen from Cox. Hammer sends out Miller for three. KJ off the buckle, 5 seconds. And Sorensen chucks it off the front of the iron. There was still time left there for Barrow, no bucket. And that'll do it for the first half of play. At the end of the first half, it's the Americans 48, Caps 39. You're watching Championship Night here on Utah Top 50. We'll be right back. A little halftime entertainment coming up. You're watching Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.
And now My Style Checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com. From the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
All right.
So welcome back to start of the second half and game 1 of 3 on championship night at Utah Top 50. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart, a 9-point lead for the Oakland Americans on the Washington Caps. And Dane, we said it right before the end of the half. Both these sides started shooting the ball extremely well here at Vivint Arena.
Yeah, they really did. And, I think you look at some of the long range, we've seen some dialed-in shooting, but I even think just better ball movement tonight. We've talked about that over the course of the top 50, but I think the offense has been much more engaged. You just see a nice job working kind of high-low there to get that ball inside the paint. And I think we've seen much more deliberate offense, and that has helped to lead to a higher point total here on our championship night.
Barrow misses on the long 3.
And I have to make a correction. So want to thank all the organizers of the top 50. They sent us stats, and so I was working at those, and I made a couple tweaks to make it easier for me to read, and I missed some formulas. So I have to apologize. Christopher Cox is actually the leading scorer for the Americans. Martin is right behind him. Wanted to clarify that. They both had fantastic showcases, but made that statement late in the first half, and wanted to clarify that for those watching.
Yeah, as Chamberlain Burgess knocks down the long one. And then, of course, I'm going to do real quick because I'm going to tell him first. Coach Bobby Porter of Layton Christian Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, went with the first Porter pairing in my head and went with that. No. So anyway.
Look, he probably doesn't mind being called Joey. That's a heck of a heritage, huh? So.
Yeah. Well, really, I would have gone Jerry Porter, the great Raider wide receiver from years past.
No one knows who that is.
Well, they should. And so Monty Barrow around cue talking about Layton Christian with the layup. So anyway, Coach Porter's going back and rewatch this. People are going to tell him. So let's want to apologize to Coach Bobby Porter. I'll do it in person too. But anyways, Gillespie's misses on the 3, quickly ahead. So Monty not going to be able to track that one down. And one thing we didn't mention in the first half is this floor is a little longer than the high school players can be used to. Now, if you go to Layton, It's about 10 feet longer.
Yeah.
There's about a 38-foot floor at Layton High School, one of the oldest floors left in the state of Utah. And this floor here is 98 feet.
Which I'm probably in the minority. I hope they never tear that gym down. I love Layton's gym. Yeah. I'm sure Coach Miller's like, please don't let that get out.
He's saying, I could take Davis's gym. That'd be okay.
I'm sure he would love it.
Or Northridge's gym.
I love that old school feel to it. I just love it.
What's funny is that Weber's floor, I think, is just as old, but it just has more room.
Yes, yeah. Much bigger gym. Oh, Carly.
In unison next time. As Somani lays that one up and in.
That's remnants of old Jason Williams stuff from our old teen years, eh?
Yeah, a little white chocolate from Reggie Theus. I had to hear that for a whole series once.
Oh, I'll tell you what. All you got to do once is cross up the glove, and next thing you know, as a Gary Payne fan, you never hear the end of it. Happened one time.
Yeah, he couldn't finish. Well, don't worry. Gary took care of it because later on in their career, and they both got a ring, Gary got to finish games, and he didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Of course, Jason Williams carried him to
those Kings teams. That was next level.
Yeah, they were.
Chris Webber and they were.
Vlade Divac and Pedro Stojakovic as Burgess lays that one up and in. Great battles with the Jazz back in the day.
A lot of great battles. Lawrence Thunderberg. Yeah.
Scoreless Williamson.
Huh?
Oh, nice take by Giorgio Golesis.
Again, you see vacating the paint. Golesis with his quick step, and we've talked about that repeatedly. Once he gets that angle, there's not a lot of room for hope or help.
Carly, nice pass on the baseline as Dowdy is fouled. And, of course, the scoreless Williamson is a deep cut.
Yeah.
You got to go way back to 95 NCAA championship
Razorbacks,
game.
Yeah. I've got a coworker right now who's probably not too happy with Dusty Litzker.
Ed and Charlie O'Bannon before Charlie went to Channel 1 as Dowdy made the free throw. Remember the coach for the Bruins that year? Is Mekhi Martin. There you go. I would say top of the key three. Straight away for NBA three.
Yeah, I do remember. I can't think of his name right now. I can see his face. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, I hate the charge call down low for resetting the ball. Just let me know when you're up. Because I got to spend time with this coach in the D League. It was one of my favorite conversations. I had a lot of fun ones. It was one of my favorites. There's a nice take and finish by Charlie Smith.
I'm not going to get it.
Jim Herrick.
That is not who I was thinking of. Okay.
Were you thinking Lapis?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Lavin.
Lavin.
I was thinking Lavin. See, I just needed the lav to bring it together. I was thinking Lavin. Anyway,
but three
back to the
from
action.
Smith and misses on the three, and they got a 55-51. Preston match it 55-51. Oh, nice find, Carly. But couldn't get the finish there from Dowdy.
Carly's been watching some old school basketball
yes,
here. He's getting creative with the dimes, man.
Yeah.
There's a chain shortage, but not at Mountain Ridge.
He steps on the floor and he immediately wants to play like John Stockton, but then look like Dan Dickow, both Gonzaga Bulldogs.
You know, it's a real shame that Dusty wasn't a college basketball announcer because he'd be calling him Dan Dickow.
Very true.
Yeah.
They missed out.
Yes, they did.
Cox from the corner. That's off the mark. Rebound to Sorensen. 4-point lead for the Americans.
Boy, nice recovery there by Sorensen. Looked to be in trouble on the
Dowdy,
pressure.
I don't know. Man in the corner. Decided to pull the trigger on his own. Smith says he'll get it done. Gives out to Sorensen for the two-hand flush. And once again, a 2-point game.
Man, the Riverhawk there showing a little leaping ability here at the Viv.
As Broadbent short on the three. Carly fouled and won.
This has been Carly's best game in the top 50.
The most loose he's played, too.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Briggs will allow the flash and sizzle during the season. I think as long as it leads to points, not turnovers. I
think that's the key, right?
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
No, Mason Sawyer used to put on a little show. on his way to a state championship. Is Dowdy on the run. Oh, he had Sorensen a little earlier than that. Turnover on a golden opportunity.
I think the problem is hard to see it. You got the defender right in the way there. It would have been an incredibly difficult pass. Of course, I think that's Coach Rob Ross of Lone Peak in the house, sitting down on the players' bench. Can't tell if that's him or not.
Looks like Rob.
It's like it kind of does and it kind of doesn't.
Just text him and see if he grabs his phone out of his pocket as Cox is called for a traveling violation. So 56-55, Caps leading Americans. 12 and a half left.
I don't think it is.
This looks enough like him from
It's close.
Some
It's
200
close.
feet away.
Yeah.
It's a high post here with Barrow. Good defense from Cox. Barrow sends that back up top to Carly. Dowdy, and that'll be a long three. Sorensen couldn't get that one. Rebound here to Miller. KJ will pull for three, short. Got some quick triggers here in the second half as Mekhi Martin, he had the steal, just could not stay in bounds. Doug Jardine says, I don't need review. I got that one. No need to go to the monitor.
Yeah, two-man crew, man. You better be paying attention because hard to cover all the positions on the floor.
Those teleprompter eyes, those teleprompter eyes of Doug Jardine not getting fooled. As you heard that one, that was all ball. As we'll stay here on the baseline.
That's a nice block there. And really, we've seen a lot of good blocks in this first game. We've seen a lot of, frankly, defense right at the rim plays just like that, where unable to get clean looks away.
Sorensen goes up strong, blocked by Hammer.
Bowen Hammer.
If you're inside of 11 minutes left, is Mekhi Martin with the blow by. And he lost the ball on his way up. He's fouled. So Mekhi will go to the line for the 1-for-2 free throws.
Man, I feel like that's been something that Mekhi's done ever since his freshman year at Layton. And when you got a shooter like a KJ and a big man like a Mendoza, again, that trio, I think they got a lot of potential for the Lancers this year.
Yeah. We got to play with Ethan Potter, Mr. Basketball.
Yeah.
As Sorensen faces up, baseline J won't go. On the run out here with Hammer. And Carly with the transition foul. Not quite the take foul as we're at the media timeout. So timeout on the floor, media timeout here in the second half. And we'll be right back. You're watching Championship Night of the Utah Top 50. So welcome back in, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. Again, I want to thank Athletic Republic for being a sponsor of Utah Top 50. Is quickly on the inbound. That is Bowen Hammer with another bucket. Extends the lead to 3.
He's been incredibly impactful tonight for the Americans. Been a real differentiator.
I think Barrow got surprised he was that open. Missed the bunny, reverses, and that's 3 at point-blank range. It will not go down.
You could even hear Luke with the sigh of desperation. And how about KJ? Man, he's dialed in here.
It really makes it hurt. It's now a 6-point lead. That's a 5-point swing, as Steve Snapper Jones would remind you back in the day. And there's Somani comes right back strong. And it's a 4-point game. Cox on the take and finish.
A nice drive there. Gets that in the corner. Recognize the opportunity in the lane and love it.
The 3 short there from Burgess. Now on the run, Broadbent. They'll leave it outside to Hammer. Bowen pulls up at the junction extended.
Look at that. You've got Luke Sorensen. He's got to be, 6'7"? That arm is right in the grill of Bowen, able to lift over it.
It'd be fun to follow his year.
Yeah. He was really kind of, I don't want to say a facilitator because they certainly looked at him offensively, but it was really like Lyman was one of the big offensive guys, right? And Bowen had his nights, but man, he can carry a lot of the offensive load. I think we'll see that from him this year. KJ,
hey, how about the best night for KJ Miller of the Utah Top 50? Best night, the best place to do it. As that ball is off the mark and wide, and there'll be a turnover.
Man, he has looked mighty comfortable.
And the friendly confines, his dad's a Laker fan, but the friendly confines of Vivint Arena. I mean, you put 2 of our coaches we're closest to, just so, well, at least one grew up in L.A., and he's a Raider fan, so that gets him a little bit of leeway. But the 3 there from Broadbent.
Man.
Bombs away.
This is a 1-point game.
Yeah.
Next thing you know.
Well, it was a 56-55 lead.
Yeah.
For the Caps, and the Americans come out just knocking down threes as Smith can't get that one to go.
Yeah, good contest, and Carson. Maybe a little bit of contact there in the fall. That's probably being called. Okay. I was going to say, that's a heat check, right?
That was a definite heat check. His dad will appreciate it. That was a Shannon Brown heat check. I know Kelly's rewatching this. He can text me. He'll appreciate that one. Although his son played much better than Shannon Brown did. Broadbent rubs that one home.
I think everyone was looking for the finish there. Bowen was kind of like, hey, I'm ready. Ulysses was running with him.
I want my dunk. And on the other end, nice take and finish there by Reese Dent, who does have a dunk in the first half.
Yeah. Oh,
nice lob and finish. Hammer. We had a Snow Canyon girl last night that absolutely showed out. Hamlin was spectacular, Olivia Hamlin. And now Hammer here tonight has been outstanding.
Yep.
Gillespie's. There you go.
Play of the night. You could kind of see that coming, right? Bowen has the feet up for Ulysses, and I love the Gillespie saying, hey, we're going a little highlight here.
We got another chance here. Gillespie's. He wants one for himself.
Yeah.
He earned that one.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity for Giorgio. Hammer was like, hey, I want one more. He's like, I know. But I need this one. You know what that was a reminder of? From way back. I mean, we're going 15 years back, joking around with Coach Bobby Porter. That was the old play that Logan ran all the time with Charles Obuo.
Yeah.
And the little point guard had the shaggy hair, too, and he'd leave it up for Charles Obuo, who would just hammer it.
And look, Logan is not accustomed to having that kind of athleticism on a basketball floor.
No.
That brought down the gym several times.
Nice block there by Dowdy.
KJ's down.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to help KJ up.
Looks to be okay.
First thing you get told, hey, don't sit down, keep walking, and leave your shoe on. All the things. We'll have to sync our clock back up. They did stop it there for KJ, so we'll get a sync back up at 5:36 as Cox leaves that one short on the front of the iron. So a 20-point advantage for the Americans. And good, KJ's walking pretty cleanly. So Dowdy for 3. Couldn't get it. Rebound to Gillespie's. Hammer on the lob, a little too strong.
It'll be interesting to see what position Bowen plays this year. played guard last year. Do you keep him on the perimeter there with his ability to shoot, handle the ball? I would think you do.
Yeah.
But not having a guy like Lyman Simmons in the block, you can say, hey, we want to leverage you inside as well. I think his versatility, you might see him all over the floor this year.
Well, if there's one guy that understands that it's okay to have your big guys still outside is Doug Meacham. Remember that he had Brendan Bailey, he had Spencer Johnson at American Fork. Now, granted, he also had Tyler Rawson and Andrus at one point on that team too. So, yeah, of course, you can play outside if you want to.
He'll be one of the players this year that will play positionless basketball. Look, we just want you on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be score. Will be his position.
There you go.
Sorensen short on the three, gets it right back, leaves it there for Somani. Goes right up strong.
You know, one of the things where I think you look at Barrow, and Coach Porter talked about his development here in the top 50. He's going to be much improved this year. You know, you don't get a lot of high-level, night-in, night-out type of competition with a kid like his frame and size. And so you come here and you get that week after week after week. Boy, I think he's going to have a monster year for the Eagles.
So another guy's showing out tonight. How about Sorensen tonight?
Yeah, he's been really strong. Reverse
out to the offensive board. No, I absolutely agree with you. And that's one of the great things you talk to 50. It's not about just games. I mean, there's one-on-one coaching. There's sessions of mental strategy and mental toughness. And
I mean, they even ran him through a financial literacy class, which I love, right? Because when you get to college and in the days of NIL, if you're fortunate enough to play, you know, D1 basketball, that's in the equation, and it becomes so critical in how you manage that as an athlete and helping to support them to give them the right information so they can make the right decisions. I think so critical. Love that they've incorporated that. You talk about mental resilience, mental performance, a lot of coaching sessions away from just the floor in terms of individual development. And, man, this program, it's why we love to partner with it, because they're doing so much to really help grow the game and grow the athletes that play it.
Yeah, and really make it a whole thing, not just about coming out, rolling the ball out and let them go. As Gillespie's
Nay.
That's a Nene block. Sends out to Dowdy. Oh, he couldn't get the three to drop. And a rebound to Gillespie's. Ahead to Mekhi Martin. Martin leaves it for Cox in his second off the backboard.
That one was a little more deceptive than than prior ones, right? I thought, I can't believe Martin missed the lay-in. And next thing you know, here comes Christopher Cox.
And the young Cottonwood Colt. I'm excited to see the development continue there with Coach Miller.
Yeah.
As Carly, he went for the razzle-dazzle play, turns it over. Dowdy. Broadbent lays that one up and in. Barrow on the trail. Barrow with the three.
We've seen him take them, but I don't recall him making a lot of those. That one looked very comfortable.
I think KJ's feeling better back on the floor. Good to see that. Cox from the corner, lipped out. Sorensen goes right at him and then does draw the whistle. It was fun to see KJ before the game. He said, hey, you're just a couple weeks away from camp. I can't wait.
Yeah.
He's up.
First words out of his mouth. First words.
Yeah. So at the free throw line is Sorensen. Been really good tonight, and this is on the first of two. I mentioned Luke, a 2023, or class of 2023 player out of Ridgeline. And he splits the pair. So now Mekhi Martin leaves it back. KJ Miller for three. Got it. Another one for KJ.
We talk about his outside shooting, and you see when he finds that stroke and he's in rhythm, he's as good of a shooter as we have in the state. And he's been locked in here from the get-go.
He's got a great base. And finishes it strong. Spreads those fingers. snaps the wrist,
The real question,
puts rotation on the ball.
we'll have to ask this as we get into our prep season. Who wins in a shootout, he or his dad? I bet we get different answers on that one. Don't you?
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Kelby ends up giving it up to him. Maybe. But he's not Brandon Blanchard level. You know. I think we asked Blanchard, hey, would you outshoot yourself? Yes, absolutely. He isn't taking from me yet. I think Kelby might wait and go, be close. I could dunk on him, though.
I don't know. We'll have to ask that question.
Yeah. Ooh. And Barrow hits the free throws.
Kelby, you can text us with an answer if you'd like.
Yeah. So 89-71 is Hammer. We're going to see him later on. He was put on this team to kind of help out as he got here early. Obviously coming up from St. George. They're going to mess around with traffic situations.
It's good to see he's not letting the weather affect his game.
Yeah.
Right? The cool air, the thinner air.
Here's Barrow. Out to Smith. Smith's nice strong take, and it crawls off the rim with 23 seconds left.
Over under 1.5 on players of the game tonight, Dusty.
Over.
All right.
I know my guy.
Apparently I set the line too low.
So splitting the free throws again, 89-72, as it'll be the Americans. The last minute put together American team had to get some extra players to keep the benches even, and they came out and played really well together.
Yeah, they did. Looked like they'd been playing all summer together, frankly.
Yeah.
Like they looked meshed.
Looked really good, and that'll do it. Americans 89, Caps 71. Dane, some final thoughts and selection of the players of the game.
Look, that spurt in the second half, the big differentiator for the Americans tonight in the win. You know your guy. Always take the over. I'm going with Bowen Hammer. He was fantastic tonight. And KJ Miller, the outside shot. Man, that was next level shooting from KJ tonight. Love what that duo did. They're my two players of the game.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and been fun watching both these teams throughout the fall, and looking forward to seeing these players on the floor during the basketball season. You'll see a lot of that coverage right here on KSLSports.com, including all the way through the championship games as well. Final score, Oakland Americans 89, Washington Caps 71. Our players of the game, KJ Miller and Bowen Hammer. KJ Miller of Layton High School and Bowen Hammer of Snow Canyon. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us. Come right back in about 6 minutes. We'll have Game 2 from Championship Night of the Utah Top 50 at Vivint Arena.
From the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Game 2 of championship night here in the Utah Top 50 at Vivint Arena. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. The Flint Tropics and the Anaheim Amigos. Two of the more fun teams we've watched. The championship game will come up next. But certainly a player, Dane, that we've been able to enjoy going out of here is going to be Jagger Frankham. He's been absolutely spectacular.
He has been. He's been really good for the Amigos. And, you know, you look at a guy that's been averaging 12 points per game through this tournament. A handful of boards, and I love they go right into him there. A little strong on the take, going against the length there of Jackson Johnson.
I get a little excited, not only because you're getting to go, but you're on the big floor.
Look,
you watch a lot of games on.
Here's the thing. We're right at the top of the portal, and I absolutely love seeing reactions of people walking. So, like, oh.
That's cool. It's like, wait. And not that, hey, I'm going right down to the floor. I'm going to sit in the big seats.
Yeah.
On this, getting things started, is Cale Barclay, who I've been super impressed with throughout especially week 2. I remember week 2, he was spectacular. So
yeah, he has been. There have been a couple of those players. For me, Jax Allen for the Amigos has been another one of those, right? Where it's like, man, that guy got it right now. But it's like, oh, yeah, he has a nice game. Then you go look at the score sheet, he's like, he had 20 points.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
And Ace Reiser ties things up at 2.
The big thing is I don't see Isaac. Yeah, there he is. All right.
Yeah, Isaac Garrett, 32.
Because his connection with Jagger Frankham, they've been two peas in a pod over the course of this showcase as well.
And here's Q Meza. Oh, that goes off of the leg of Zach Robinson. Oh, they're going to say stay here. Oh. Doug, you and I disagree, but that's okay.
Well, he has the whistle, and you don't.
One more outburst out of you, sir. As that shot would not drop. Come back quickly the other ways. Reiser.
That's one of the other fun things is you got Ace Reiser on one side and Q Meza on the other. You got two of the better guards in the state going head-to-head. Oh, Garrett.
Couldn't get that one quickly the other way. Jackson Smith leaves it for Reiser. Held on to that 3, but then he was left wide open. And he shot it from the NBA 3. And that loose ball picked up by Robinson. Robinson in the key, fall away. Won't go. Frankham with the board. Here comes Isaac Garrett. Sent ahead, Jackson Smith. And Jackson lays that in, and it's a 4-point advantage for the Amigos.
Yeah, quickly up the floor. And Garrett with a quick call out there to Jagger. Quickly seeing he's got his guy, Jackson Smith, up the floor. The Amigos have been very aggressive in pushing tempo here early.
Well, certainly that ball was sent to the outside. Barclay short on the 3. And the rebound taken by Reiser. Ace leaves it for Jackson. And Frankham just for a second, like, wait, am I that open?
He was expecting Jackson Johnson right there.
And timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching the Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
And welcome back into the Vivint Arena. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart of KSL Sports Rewind with you. Maybe football season every other day of the week, but Mondays have been basketball for the last 6 weeks here at Utah Top 50. Been a blast. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. As let's see if the Tropics can get going, as that ball is a little too strong there from Brock Felder. As that ball goes out of bounds off of Garrett. Good defense there from Felder. That's going to be a fun matchup. Remember, I think, was it week 2 or week 3 we had this matchup?
Yeah, it was early. I don't remember which week it was, but we saw battles throughout the lineups, and it was a blast.
Yeah. I was getting Felder. So I think it was week 2 because Felder really was all over the place. He's been that way anyway. The Johnny Lawrence headband out there. Young man out of Parowan. Johnson couldn't get that one there. Felder there for the stat stuffer, offensive board, and bucket.
Yeah, obviously Jagger there defensively, but Garrett coming over on the help and leave that backside open. Nice put back.
And that won't go for Allen. Franklin with the board, goes back up strong, no. And the rebound to Johnson.
Yeah, a little strong off the touch there. Another board for Jagger.
Q Meza pulls up, can't get it to drop. That ball goes out of bounds off of the Tropics and will stay with the Amigos.
For substitutions here for the Amigos.
Yes, Batani Hinckley coming on, along with Malcolm Johnson. As that's Reiser coming down on misses from the long NBA 3, the Trae Young 3. As here's Bowen Hammer, who's already accustomed to this building.
Not fair. He's already warm.
Yeah.
Huh?
Had a short little layoff that hasn't cooled him off. He was our player of the game in game 1.
He didn't miss a shot from 2-point range in that first game.
Yeah.
And he took more than 2.
And that's from the official book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's Atwater. Sent back out to Meza. Hugh comes off the screen to Johnson. Gets to the free throw line and nails it.
Oh, yeah. Cypress.
And they got invited to a big tournament.
Yeah, heading out to Damien.
Well, Damien, but even in state, they're going to play the big tournament PG, the Rocky Mountain Hoop Fest thing, what they're calling it. Not to be confused with the Holiday Hoop Fest.
They won their first region championship last year in school history. That's a long history.
Tani Hinckley with that laying out. Yeah, they could never go. They didn't have all through all the yearbooks. Couldn't find that there was another one.
Yeah.
So Johnson sends out to. I almost said to Johnson. It's Ashton Wallace. So I haven't seen Ashton for a couple of weeks. As Q Meza misses on the 3. Felder kept that one alive, but saved it into Ace Reiser.
Yeah, Ashton Wallace, he's probably been a little busy getting a ring case for his new hardware.
Yeah.
AF taking home the title, as Dusty Litster called it.
I did. I feel really good about that, too.
Yeah, I know. Hammer here. Able to hit the free throw, a little 1 for 2 there. Here come the Tropics. Johnson. Moving that over. Good look. Tropics able to get the nice field goal there. Trying to find a way to get back. Jackson Smith, nice drive, and Felder there on the deflection out of play. Keep it here with the Amigos. Substitution, Allen back on the floor here. For Anaheim, he receives the inbound. Back with our hardware there. Bowen Hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. Bowen Hammer misses on that one. Just shoring up some February 3rd plans. With Coach Bobby Porter.
Got to keep relationships in place, you know.
And by the way, it is this year as Batani Hinckley lays that one up and in, and it is this year that Leighton Christian moves to 4A.
What region?
Didn't ask him that.
Okay.
He says, so is this year 4A? He's like, yes, sir.
All right. Well, there you go.
It was a nice steal from behind, picked up by the Amigos. Here comes Jackson Smith. Oh.
He must have seen the dimes in the first one like, hey, Kyle Carley, I could do that.
Yeah. And also got the Dukes of Hazzard music running through my head. That great commercial with Williams and Randy Moss as Ashton Wallace to the rim. He's really letting that hair go. He's going to be Mr. Caveman. As Toddy Hinckley says, I'm not just point-blank range.
I'll tell you, basketball players have different hair in this age than they had in my day. Everything was short.
Yeah, it was because our day, I mean, that was a travel, but our day, I mean, it was boy band hair. I mean, it was the frosted tips and short hair.
Yeah.
It looked like Sugar Ray.
It's not that way anymore. And look, I had no shot at making a team then, and now I've got no shot just due to my hair. So,
oh, Jackson Smith.
Longest three of the night right there.
Yeah, pretty close. Pardon air. Sometimes my country roots will just come out. Talk to those guys as Atwater, they'll say out of bounds off of it.
Coleman Atwater, I think the lone dart, right?
I believe so, yep, because all of them graduated from a year ago.
Yeah. Boy, how about the job of the Amigos doubling up the Tropics?
Yeah, they've come out strong.
Yeah, been a great start. Of course, our 3-4 matchup here.
And we'll have the media timeout at 10 minutes. As Hinckley try to find his man on the baseline, and Reiser goes out of bounds. We're getting mighty close to that 10 minutes and see if they'll get a play in. Allen, oh, beautifully done, and Allen with the fall away.
That's another school we're going to this year is Cedar Valley. You see that young man? They got a handful of them here. That program is going to be really strong.
As Johnson misses on the three. If you thought we did a lot of basketball last year, I dare say we're going to do more basketball this year. Just put that out there. As now Jagger left that one on the rim.
There's a little Patrick Ewing treatment.
Oh, couldn't get that one back. That ball goes out of bounds. And that'll send us to our media timeout. 9:26 on the official clock left here in the first half. You're watching the Utah Top 50.
I think we just got ejected, Dusty.
Doug Jardine thinks he's funny.
I didn't even do anything. I tried to tee him up. He's like, you get out of here.
You get out of here. Yeah, Doug. One of our camera guys, too, one of the officials, does a great camera work during football season for us. Gets some basketball games. Mm-hmm. As Ace Reiser can't get that one to go, but he was fouled on the shot.
Varying perspectives there. I think Ace agreed, and I think Q did not.
So a free throw here from Ace Reiser. We want to thank Athletic Republic for being the proud sponsor of the Utah Top 50. As that shot won't go. Saw Devin Mahina, one of the trainers at Athletic Republic, is here tonight from a BYU tight end. As that go backside. Oh. Thought there'd be something. There was nothing there for Kel Barclay.
Liked the aggressive take there. I think if we're in the winter, there's probably a call on that one.
Yeah. Left that one short to Garrett. Here comes Q Meza. Garrett got back, got him off his feet. Q left that one on a little sharp. Johnson there for the board and put back for the Tropics.
But how about Q there, setting up the transition three, pulling that defense up, allows that driving lane to open up. And that's why you always run the floor with your teammates, is to clean up second chance opportunities.
Yeah, knocked that one away. Here comes Easton Duff. Try to get that one to Meza. Meza We'll lose out of bounds. No foul on that contact going to the floor.
I thought that was one that just went through his hands. Comes off the thigh. Tough play.
So up the floor with Ace Reiser. So Reiser and Bowen Hammer, Jagger Frankham, Jackson Smith, and Isaac Garrett on the floor for the Amigos. As Smith leaves it out to Jagger. Frankham left that one short, trying to get his own board, and it's been a tough start here for Jagger from the floor.
Yeah, a couple looks we've seen him make repetitively in the top 50, but tonight's just been a little off.
And Ashton Wallace doing what he does, goes right to the rim. And just chip it away here, down 10. As Smith goes back, can't get it, rebound to Johnson.
That's a tough left-handed shot there for Jackson.
And Reiser. You see the instincts from Reiser. Because he saw Q, he had the guy behind him to stay on the ball hand side. It was right there for him. It does pick up the foul.
Yeah.
So 6:45 on a rolling clock is Q Mays will pull up for three, left it short, rebound to Reiser.
Telling you, those two, man, they're up to the task tonight. Been a fun battle to watch.
And we won't get that in the state tournament this year, any potential, with Reiser going to Alta.
Yeah.
It'll be the 5A tournament. As Smith for three, no, and the rebound to Felder. Duft on the push, leaves it to Johnson. Johnson took the bump from Garrett, will get the foul, and it'll be Johnson going to the line for the 1-for-2 free throw.
If I haven't messed things up too drastically, well, I actually need to check that before I go too much further down that path. Yeah, I think, oh, never mind. Back to the action.
Extra possession after the offensive board on the missed free throw. Send out to Ashton Wallace with Hammer. Wallace will pull for three. No, as the shooting has just not gotten going here for the Tropics.
Well, they scored a lot. Both these teams scored a lot. Averaged over 70 points per game. Well below that pace here on our final championship night.
I love Johnson with that pull-up and hit. Just got him off of rhythm. It wasn't anything about speed. It took him off of rhythm and hit him. And hit the shot. As Wallace reverses and scores.
Young man that's had to battle through a lot of items. Hey, we
Coach
got another
Matt
coach
Barnes
in the building.
See, we had to sit up where he enters so he can come talk to us, because Matt Barnes has avoided us unless it's text messages. He's very good at text messages, as Ashton Wallace with the lay-in. Coach, how fun has it been for you to watch your son play here at the Utah Top 50 this year?
Oh, it's been a great event. I think obviously they started last year and it was awesome, and then it's just grown, and what a way to finish it off playing here.
Now, how different is it for your boy to know, hey, I'm going to go play at Vivint Arena? This is the home of the biggest team in the state. How fun is that?
Yeah, I think he's very excited about it, and fun opportunity for these kids to play here, and like obviously where the Jazz play, and like you said, the biggest team in the NBA right now, and the biggest surprise. But it's going to be fun. It's a fun night, I think, for all the kids.
Yeah. We'll want to preview a little bit of your Olympus Titans. You're coming off another state championship. You graduate. The big lumberjack is Wallace with the steal there. He sends out to Atwater, and the three won't go. Wallace with the putback. So you graduate probably the one of, if not your best post player you've had in your program's history. So we go back to the Chuck and Duck days of Matt Barnes. Now you get the big guy out of the way.
Yeah, we're thinking about that. We're going to have to go back to pressing and running and shooting to get it up a little bit more. The last couple of years it's run through Jack, but I'm excited about the group we have, and a lot of good guards, and we'll see if we can get a big guy to step up and perform. It should be good.
Atwater couldn't get that stick back. One more question for you. With the snow coming, were you mad that you got one extra day yesterday to put the white ball in the fairway before you get shut down?
We planned ahead of time last week. We made sure we got out last Friday or last week before the snow came, and but we're still crossing our fingers for another day or two before November 7th. But no, you guys are awesome. Thanks for all your coverage, and like I always tell you, thanks for all you do for the high school kids. And you guys are awesome, and it's a pleasure to have you guys do all you do. So thank you.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Good to see you. I'm sure I'll text you for more background information just to make sure I'm right. So.
And, Coach, I'll find a reason to not pick you guys for a state championship this year. I'm still working on justification.
Oh, Matt Barnes, one of our absolute favorites.
If Mark Hardy were here, I don't know if he's listening or not, but he'd get a good chuckle out of that one. One of
yes, he would.
Barnes' assistants. Great staff they've had there. Coach Barnes, man, what a job he's done.
It's hard to think they'll be technically it's like our 16th basketball season, but really, because we had a couple years where Dane was in transition, so was I, with some stuff. But Matt was was the first coach that kind of just took us in and let us pick his brain and talk with him. And we were allowed in so many fun games, and it's been a fun relationship with Matt Barnes. There's a Johnson from way outside. And I think he's looking over at Coach Horn saying, look, don't yell at me when I shoot that in the regular season, too.
Well, he shot in the regular season last year, and that was one of the elements that I think made them really hard. You had Hayden inside, you had Jackson outside. And, look, Hayden would step out as well, but the length and the ability to shoot from range, we haven't necessarily seen that consistently, but he's got it. And that's going to be a big problem for a lot of 5A.
I got to see more Bowen Hammer during the winter.
Dusty, we have an opportunity to stay the night for free in St. George. I got a connection.
I know, but
I throw it out there all the time. It's like, we can't.
It's the middle of these.
Let's do it, man.
It's the middle of stuff. Is Johnson with the steal after the inbound. Duffed. Leaves it out. The three on the way. And couldn't get to go there from Robinson.
Nice drive.
Oh, beautiful take and drawing the foul. That's going to put Nash Schroeder at the line. Didn't see Coach Schroeder come walking in. He might sneak past this, Coach Jake Schroeder. Assistant coach at Utah Tech.
I'm wondering, are they getting into their setup for – it's got to be close, right?
Yeah,
end of October.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might have – professional duties.
Yeah, he might be. So I hope he's watching the stream and always enjoyed Coach Schroeder. I want to say it was at his first game. They took on Riverton. He and Skylar Wilson. There's a nice find on the backside. Johnson can't get it. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Hammer at the horn, blocked away by Felder. It's the only way you're going to stop 30 because that was going to go in if it gets off his hand, the way that it's gone tonight. But a nice explosion here at the end of the half as we go to the break. It is the Amigos 37, Tropics 31. You are watching Utah Top 50 here on KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style Checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Yes. Welcome back, Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. Apologize for the audio issues. We've had a lot of fun stuff to say at the beginning of the second half.
I know. That's probably the best 10 minutes of basketball I've ever called in my life, Dusty.
Muted it.
Best ever.
Yeah, didn't want hot mic opportunities during halftime, so it's my fault. Again, we gave Preston the night off. I might text him right now and say, hey, get your patootie down here.
We will never get that back.
No, he'll never let me live it down. But 63-48, the Tropics they took the lead for just a brief moment as Houston Johnson misses on the three. And Aston Wallace picks up the foul off the rebound. And again, that clock you see on the screen is unofficial. You get that synced up here at 8:35.
Well, that's a heck of a spin move by Schroeder. Just couldn't finish it.
Stop ball goes out of bounds, and they'll be Tropics basketball. Again, this is game 2 of 3. Championship game coming up next. And a nice addition having the drill teams come in, do some performances. Dusty will remember to turn the button back on for audio. I mean, it'd be even better. But here comes Q Meza. Floater won't go. Rebound back to Q. Goes back up with it. Q Meza. See if that can spark the Tropics as they had come back to get the lead after being down by 14. They're going to have to do that once again because they were down 15.
How about this? We talk about Q's ability, really his impact in multiple different columns, statistical columns. Leading rebounder for the Tropics. It's a role he's had for the Pirates, but even playing iron sharpens iron, top 50, he's still the leading rebounder, man.
Yeah. As Wallace misses on the three and Felder knocks that ball out of bounds as Duft will come back on for Ashton. Has Felder been quiet? I think he's the leading scorer coming in tonight for the Tropics.
He is. Yeah.
But a 13-point lead for the Amigos. Smith fires that one on the baseline. Hinckley had to save it. Right to Duft. Duft to Meza. Q going to go to work. Sends out to Felder.
Look at the defense there by Reiser.
Brock cut off by Frankham. Fall away. Won't go on the rebound. Taken on the run here with Hinckley. And Felder with the steal. Felder to Johnson. Lob it up. Felder couldn't get it cleanly. Johnson fighting to get it back. Has it. Jackson lays it up and in.
Just the way he drew it up, right? The lob play, it comes back to him, through a bunch of defenders.
Nothing's coming easy.
That's design right there.
As Allen, man, dude, that bump got the separation.
Well, I was just going to say, I think one of the things that's been the big takeaway for me tonight has been the defense of the Amigos, right? Because you see Reiser picking up Q early, or you see really trying to push Felder away from the rim or making things difficult, physical inside for Johnson. The defense tonight by the Amigos has been a big difference maker, as even Smith there getting a deflection. Look at the pursuit.
Yeah, going after it. Johnson straight away for three. No. And the rebound taken by Allen. And he clears it out to Hinckley. And Hinckley goes to the big pass taken by Johnson.
Johnson just like a safety there. Baited it and picked it off.
Q Meza misses the layup. Duff comes back on defense. Jackson Smith for three.
The bench loved that. Isaac Garrett getting up, giving his teammate a clap.
Welcome to New Age basketball. You got back. Hey, transition is nice and smooth. Jackson Johnson with another bucket there for the Tropics as they're going to take a timeout. So timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching Championship Night, Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
And welcome back again. Want to thank Athletic Republic for supporting Utah Top 50. Athletic Republic has built its success on helping each athlete achieve their goals through individualized approach to training. Our off-court conditioning works on developing a faster first step, a quicker change in direction, the explosive power needed to elevate, and the stamina to play as well in the closing minutes as they did just after tip-off. Again, that's Athletic Republic, proud sponsor of Utah Top 50 basketball. As Franca misses again, a point blank at the rim.
I don't know if he was expecting contact there, or maybe thought there'd be more of a contest, but that one just left short.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for a few guys tonight.
Yeah.
I think sometimes at the end of it, you have a way you want it to go and just presses just a little bit.
Because I think Brock Felder's right there, too. Like,
yeah,
dude, I
absolutely.
Get it. Right? Like, those two have been two of the better post players we've had the entire league, and tonight it's just been a challenge.
Then even Isaac Garrett, right? Isaac Garrett's been a frustrating night for him from the floor. And it's just one of those things, you're just not your night. On the night you kind of want it the most is Robinson. Comes off that screen, couldn't get it. Jackson Johnson continues to do work for the Tropics to try to keep them within a shooter's distance here.
In fairness, it's a long bus ride from Logan coming down to...
Yeah, he's not just sprawling in the back seat as Bowen Hammer.
I think he stayed the night last night.
Yeah, I'm guessing, man. It
has to be at a Holiday Inn. He's got fresh legs, and that dude is drilling it.
Diego Mulford from last year. Diego played in every game last year.
You want to call him a bow and a hammer? I'll call him the driller. This guy's he's got the whole tool belt going on tonight.
Ah, man, if you need someone to put all those tool belts, get a hold of me. The shot will go for Duff. No. Johnson with another rebound. Jackson just holds up. Should have gone right to the rim and didn't. Johnson fighting. Houston sends it out. Q Meza for three. Now the Tropics got within single digits here with about a 3.5 left. The clock will stop inside of 2 minutes for free throws.
Oh, how about the little soft bounce pass there by Jackson?
Bowen Hammer sends that up to Isaac Garrett. Garrett to the corner. Jackson Smith for three.
Dusty, I've seen him for multiple years. Love that shot. Such a fun player to watch.
Kid that loves those moments is Robinson. Blocked by Garrett. Set that one up. Duffed again for three. No. Rebound to Johnson. Sends back out to Q Meza. And Q. Hey, if it goes inside out from Johnson, it's going. Off another offensive rebound from Houston Johnson.
The block was so aggressive there by Garrett. Each side had a man in the penalty box. We were 4-on-4 there.
It's hockey season 2. We'll be right back. And welcome back in. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, final night of the Utah Top 50. Got the championship game coming up next.
That's going to be a good one. Colonels and the Chaps.
Colonels and Chaps.
Yeah.
And again, if you're first time watching, these names are all old ADA teams. As Schroeder sends that one out to Smith.
How about this, Dusty? This is the last time.
Oh, Isaac Garrett.
Who's having a rough night?
Oh, PG on AF with the dunk.
I'll tell you what, man. Trampoline in the key and Garrett. Love it.
He wanted that moment.
I was going to say, this is going to be the last game with high school players we see this year with no shot clock. How does that make you feel?
So happy. Like, my heart nearly leaps out of my chest.
Yeah.
I think I might actually use that line from For Love of the Game. Their first game of the season is Wallace knocks that down. See that shot clock? You know, it's what you know when I saw you, my heart leapt. It leapt inside my chest. And I saw the shot clock in a high school gym. There's a traveling violation. So we'll get this clock re-synced up at 1:41, a chance to make it a one-possession game. So Ashton Wallace, rather.
Hit a three on the last possession. Ooh, I thought I had Banker and all
So
over.
did I. Robinson with the board, can't get the putback. Johnson gives it out to Q Mesa. That was the recipe for a couple of threes. It's going to be Robinson straight away, back rimmed. Rebound to Wallace. Ashton over to Robinson.
Man, how many opportunities have they had on this possession?
Houston Johnson to Wallace. Ashton from way outside. Ill-advised one. Then that's going to lead to a Bowen Hammer dunk. And the Amigos back up multiple scores.
Boy, they have, 3 or 4 good looks. Last one felt maybe a tad rushed.
Oh, Q Mesa was looking for a quick +1.
That would have helped.
So 56 seconds left as Q Mesa will go line. It's 1-on-1. Or pardon me, it's 2 free throws, not 1-on-1. Trying to keep the Tropics within striking distance. Remember, last year they did have the shot clock, but we had new system at SLCC, so they didn't want to mess with it. Q got the first and lips out the second. Felder with the tip. Back to Jackson Johnson. He goes back up. No, foul on the floor, says Mr. Official. And they'll put Jackson Johnson at the line for 2 free throws. So score without the clock moving.
Now they're going to say this was on the floor.
So then down on the baseline into Mesa. Q. Oh, Felder moved. He thought he was going to stay. Send that ball ahead. Allen, extra pass to Reiser. Reiser blocked by Johnson. But will stay with the Amigos with 44 seconds left.
Those are teammates there. That's going to have to be worked out in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Travis Orn. Oh, there's a steal to Johnson. Jackson ahead to Felder. Brock out to Atwater.
Don't have a lot of time here. Got to get something fast.
Jackson Johnson straight away. Hand in his face, and it won't go. Foul to Isaac Garrett with 31 seconds left.
Got to go Ricky Bobby here. Got to go fast.
I want to go fast. So Johnson hits the first. Can make it a 4-point game. Johnson out to Hawk. Getting excited to watch that team this year. We mentioned Ace Reiser going to join him at Alta. So the first 2 and all 3. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Preparing for the next workout begins the moment the last workout ends. Athletes have control over the recovery process at Athletic Republic, a proud sponsor of Utah Top 50 basketball. 31 seconds left in a 4-point game. As Garrett gets that out to Allen. Allen loses the handle, and it's Atwater with the ball. There we go. Atwater to Duft, inside to Brock Felder. Felder with the dunk. And a 2-point game.
Boy, how about that? Good recognition from Duft. Able to get that one to an open man quickly. How about the multiple comebacks tonight?
Yeah. I'll say this. This feels, I want to say, it's the closest game we've had in the top 50 since, week 1? Week 2?
Week 1, we had an overtime game. Yeah. It's been
a bit.
Might be since week 1.
We had the girls last night. It was a 1-point game. As it is Jackson Smith going to go to the line for 2 free throws. As Jackson Johnson will come back on. And it's 1-1, so it's not even 2 free throws. So 1-1 free throws here for Jackson Johnson out of Woods Cross. 2 free throws pretty much ices the game. Eddie lipped out the free throw. So here we go, down 2. Here comes Q Meza. Q leaves it for Jackson Johnson. 5 seconds. Meza with 2. Meza for the win. Oh, just short. And a great finish here in Game 2 of championship night as the final score. Amigos 78, Tropics 76.
Man, a heck of a battle coming back by the Tropics in that one. But the Amigos able to hold on by the hair on their chinny chin chin. I'll tell you what, boy, tough for me to go with a player in the game this one. Man. I'm really torn.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Because you got.
I don't want to get with Bowen. We gave it to him in the first game. He had a great game in this one as well.
Mm-hmm. You got Smith and you got.
I'm
Hinckley.
debating. I really liked Ace Reiser's defense
And Ace.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'll go with Ace. I think he did a really good job to limit down the scoring backcourt of the Tropics. And had some critical plays to keep that offense going. I'll go with Ace Reiser.
Ace Reiser, our player of the game in Game 2. What was a blast? Amigos 78, Tropics 76. Championship game coming right up. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, Dusty Lister, thanks for joining us. Come check out the championship game right here on KSLSports.com. And welcome into Vivint Arena, the site of the 2022 Utah Top 50 Championships, and the championship game tonight between the Kentucky Colonels and the Dallas Chaparrals. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. Been an absolute blast to bring you the second year of Utah Top 50 basketball. And Dane, these are the two best teams throughout our 6 weeks of coverage, and to get a chance to prove it of which team is the best one tonight.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I think players on both teams have had fantastic showcases, and you can look at a young man like Hunter Skank. It feels like every night, Dusty, he is lighting it up from long range, from close, has been locked in defensively. He has been spectacular, and it will be really interesting to see what kind of a game he has here playing at Vivint Arena.
Jordy Barnes gives that one up to Mason Bettinger. Mason with the fall away, won't go, and the rebound in the hands of Hansen. And there's a steal. Come back the other way. Ethan Erickson. And Erickson, he got announced that he was in the building. And then make sure everyone knows with the first take, and a tough one at that.
Yeah, no one else got that kind of treatment tonight. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good or bad, right? Does that make him a marked man, or?
That shot would not go for the Chaps on this end. And Mitch Jepson come back the other way. Oh, number of hesitation pumps from Jackson McKee. As he's got a big game here in a couple of days. Jackson McKee, the tight end at the Box Elder, and go play at Provo for the second time this season.
No pressure on that one.
Yeah.
Just advance.
Just to keep your football season and career alive.
Yeah, not a big deal.
This is Cam Swiggett. Man out of Lone Peak. Sends back up top to Jordy Barnes, the future Utah State Aggie. There's nice hands on the steal there for the Chaps. It was Paul Beatty. I never quite confirmed if it was Beatty or Beatty, but Beatty fouled on that take, and it'll be 1 for 2 free throws.
You asked me a question in the girls last night about most impressive players. For the boys, Paul Beatty's been one of those for me. You see his progression last year to this year. Man, really excited for his future, what he's got at Farmington coming up. He's been electric this year for the Chaps.
And he left that free throw on the front of the iron. 2-0 to start is Bettinger. Straight away, can't get that one to go. Rebound taken by Skank. As Hunter loses that one in the lane. Jordy Barnes sent ahead to Swiggett. Cam Swiggett. I can swig it. Can you swig it?
I heard some letdowns on that one, like,
I was just waiting. He wanted it, man.
I don't disagree, but
yeah.
That's still a pretty good display of verticality there by Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter Hansen sends out to Skank, and that's a 3 for the Weber Warrior.
The leading scorer in the top 50 this year is that man right there, Hunter Skank, and he's also been one of the better three-point shooters in this showcase as well.
Kind of cover all of his brothers. It's been fun to cover him as well. As that free throw won't go. And we mentioned before, oldest brother didn't rock the curls until he got older. But now it's become a family trait. And you can't tell them apart when they're all next to each other.
And his brother playing football at Weber, right?
Yeah. So that won't go. It's off the miss, up the floor with the Chaps. This is Chudy on a CK. Chudy thought he might get that one to go, couldn't get it. Oh, left that one for Bettinger.
That one jammed.
Yeah.
Bettinger shaking out that right hand.
The Chudy on a CK, this is a kid that stood out last year. Was our 5A offensive MVP. And he and the Spartans they have big eyes this year in the 5A side of the bracket. There's a series of moves, and Mitch Jepson draws the foul.
Jordy Barnes there getting called with the slap and trying to just defend. Knew that Jepson had good positioning, trying to do whatever he can to disrupt the shot.
So, free throw off the front of the iron there from Jepson. And here's an interesting thing here in the championship game is you got the Chaps without a bench tonight. They're going to go the full time here as Hansen has that one stripped away by Barnes. Swiggett on the trail. Cam can't get that one to go on the rebound. Taken by Jepson. And Hunter hanging in the lane, sends it out to Chudy Anasike. Skank lays out or sends that ball inside. That was stripped away by Barnes. Good job at dealing with the post, and Logan Deal had that one, they say, go off of him.
These two teams played back in week 1. Chaps getting the win over the Colonels. Tied atop the standings, both 4-1.
Mm-hmm. And they're hanging, sending it back up top. A couple moves, send out to the corner to Staley. And Isaac can't get that one to go. Gets his own, or gets the rebound off the loose ball and lays that up and in. Extends the lead 6-3 in our little start of our championship game here. And that one sharp off the miss. The lead to Pettinger nearly got to that. Cam Swiggett hits Staley. Staley a little high-low into Mason. Mason reverses, blocked away. Gets it back. Mason back up with it. And the bucket for Mason Bettinger. Oh, it's a ball here at the rim to reset the 3 seconds.
I don't think we're monitoring such.
I was just curious.
Tonight.
Actually, I started thinking about that. Could that be 3 seconds when it never hit the rim? Because he never quite had or lost and maintained possession there as Chudy misses on the floater. But yet, he would still be in the lane. So anyway, I have to ask Doug Jardine on that one as Jordy Barnes can't get it.
Nice take there by Barnes.
As Rust can't get that floater to go. Rust to Hansen. Hansen lips out the 3, and now in the hands of Jordy Barnes. Bettinger. Oh, he wanted some, and Rust got in the way.
Rust might have taken one up high. He's kind of checking his face, making sure he's okay. Maybe even the eye.
Yeah.
Hooked in the eye on the take there.
Rust in the corner. As up and down's kind of slowed down. Remember, this floor is about 4 feet longer than most of the floors these guys play on. There's a nice hanging hit there by Hansen.
Yeah, nice soft shot there by Hansen in the lane. Kind of angled, using that body to help protect. Enough space to get it away. Soft floater.
Barnes misses on the pull-up. Try to send it ahead, and it's taken away by Christensen. Christensen to Swiggett. Cam. But he wants some of that rim, doesn't he? Couldn't get that one to go up the contest. And now on the other end is Deal with the dunk. And a 1-point game.
Ball going back and forth there. And Logan just hanging out.
Bettinger has that one taken away by Rust. Rust can't get that one to go, but draws the foul on Mason Bettinger. As now we'll have some subs. And I misspoke. There are 2 guys on the bench here for the Chaps. And not your English Chaps either. I mean, this is Dallas Chaps.
Chaparrals.
Chaparrals, right.
Yeah. Not to be confused with dance teams called the Chaparrals, because that is at some schools.
Yeah. I think didn't they say chaparrals?
I think they do too.
Yeah, you got to get fancy with it. Got to church it up a little bit as Isaac Staley knocks down the 3, giving the lead back to the Colonels, 11-9.
A nice hit there for Staley. Saw him really burst on the scene as a freshman last year for Lone Peak. Comes up with a nice board.
A little sharp on that layup. Couldn't get it to go quickly on the other end. And the layup would not drop for McKee.
Boy, no help on the follow. We've seen in early games tonight, multiple guys crashing the rim. Nothing there. McKee comes off strong, and it's one and done.
Oh, a great move there by Deal. Goes right at Staley. Finishes it strong.
He and Tanner Davis for Skyview, man. It's going to be a good duel. Up in Region 11, we talked about some of the height ridgeline we'll have. And obviously some good ball players down south. We've seen Bowen hammer multiple times tonight. 4A is going to be fun.
Yeah, 4A is going to be
Christian
fun.
in. And
remember, Juan Diego comes up for basketball as well. There's a strong take. Maybe got blocked at the end. But that might be the most delayed layup block ever. As Tanner Davis had that one rejected. Has come back the other way, and it's Erickson.
Yeah. The take on the other end, that's a tough one there on the drive for Tanner Davis. Almost looks like it kind of gets elongated in the air there a little bit. I like the recognition by Erickson.
Oh, nice take and make by Rust. As that will send us to our media timeout. You're watching the championship game in the Utah Top 50. We'll be right back. I want to thank Athletic Republic being a sponsor of the Utah Top 50. I want to remind you to work on your. One of the things that Athletic Republic will help your athlete do is work on their stamina. Playing as well in the final minutes of a game as in the first quarter requires an athlete to develop a stamina to perform under fatigue. Our 75-minute training sessions are constructed with a periodized schedule to improve a player's conditioning. Again, it's Athletic Republic, a proud sponsor of Utah Top 50 basketball. Halfway through the first half here in the championship game, tied at 13. And we've seen some games got really quick. We've seen others have to take a little bit of time. And this one has been a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah, seen spurts on each end. And, both teams have had opportunities from near range, just haven't been able to capitalize on them. Have left some points on the floor. And I think that's one where the legs get warmed up and you kind of get in the flow and the rhythm. You'll see that get cleaned up.
I think one thing we're going to see is a little longer breaks to help our officials. They got all 3 games in.
And just 2 men, so they're having to run the longer floor and more positioning as well.
Yeah, they too have the extra 4 feet, but their movement, it's a little bit more than that. It's an extra 10 feet for them, Hanging and the foul. Christensen with a series of moves drawing the foul.
You're talking metaphorically, right?
Well, I'm saying they got to go wider and they got to come down a little bit further.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm nothing but generous to the Zebras.
If there's one thing we know about Dusty, that's it.
That is definitely it. I remember a reputation for years as that free throw is good and a 2-point lead back to the Colonels. Oh, good hands by Christensen. Oh, just stayed on this side of the floor. Swig it. The 3 was on line a little long. Rebound to McKee on the backside. Draws the foul.
Christensen picked up an offer today. Congratulations, young man. Awesome to see. And that's one of the points of this showcase is, look, it's a great opportunity for coaches. We had a coach on earlier said this is recruiting gold, right? You can see all these players, see all the great talent in the state of Utah without ever even having to take a flight. And congratulations, Tyler. He's another one of those Cedar Valley Aviators we'll get a chance to see this year. But exciting day for him and a chance to cap it off here with a championship.
Absolutely. And, of course, that was Coach Bobby Porter that gave that to us, as that's a 3 for Mason Bettinger.
Mason had his best game of the showcase in week 1 against these Chaparrals against Dallas.
The Chaps.
Had 22 points that night.
Yeah. Well, Mason was right back and is blocked from behind by Jepson. As it's a Viewmont Viking and Jepson with the block. Region foe. Erickson sends out to Bettinger. Mason. Again, the fall away, and it just lips out.
Good defense there by Hansen. Young man with offer commitment to Utah State. So Mason there working on a D1 player and still able to get a good look.
Chudy can't get that one. Offensive board. Hansen misses on that as well. Here comes Jordy Barnes.
He was looking for that pass, and Mason had already kind of vacated.
Bettinger comes off the screen. Back out to Jordy straight away. Three won't go, and Skank with the rebound.
Good job on the box out. That whole paint was left wide open, and it was because bodies on bodies there by the Colonels, or by the Chaps.
Hunter Skank. There you go.
Yeah. Talk about his long range. Been good from the floor as well, inside the arc. And he'll knock that one down in rhythm.
Kim Swiggett. Lift that one sharp off the iron. Rebound to Hansen.
Cam seems to be really aggressive tonight, looking for his own shot.
Great hands there by Barnes with the tip and the steal, and then the finish. The development of Jordy Barnes has been interesting to watch because everyone's saying, oh, it's fun, it's Jordy. And last year's like, oh, he got a little better. And then you see him now, and you see that suddenness, and we've seen here in the top 50. He's not afraid to go to the rim as there's the three to Hunter Hansen. As McKee has a tough angle there.
Yeah, that's tight end play right there for you. You know, speaking of Jordy, and I mean this in a very positive way, he doesn't play like you'd expect him to, right? For all the talk around Olympus and three ball, yeah, he'll take the three. We've seen him take it. He's not afraid to drive the lane, right? I mean, he recognizes, hey, I don't have to just stay beyond the arc. There's more versatility to him than maybe, you know, for me, you know, that association would kind of lend to me.
Yeah, absolutely. He plays a lot more inside the key than I would give it credit for. I only want to talk about the Titan triples as Bettinger with the block. Back the other way, Swiggett. And Cam going to draw the foul to Beatty. And now put Swiggett at the line, 1 for 2.
In all the Lone Peak games last year, in all the top 50 games, this is the most aggressive I've seen Cam. I like it. Mm-hmm. Look, I think it's a great way to give him extra confidence heading into the season. We saw a Lone Peak team last year with a lot of youth. It was like, look, there's going to be all sorts of opportunities for them to find their leader and really kind of take that next step as a program, get back to what they've been. And they're going to have moments where they're going to need that guy, where it's third quarter, fourth quarter, end a run, start a run, make a key play late. I love that we've seen that switch kind of flip for Cam here tonight.
And a big three for Mitch Jepson cuts this deficit in half. 24-21. There's a steal. Hunter Skank. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Rebound goes right back into Jepson. Epson left hand blocked by McKee. No Region 5 easy ones coming there.
There are 3 Chaps in the paint, and only McKee, and he defended it all. Wow. Came away with a block. Great play inside for Jackson.
Christensen, 4-3.
Hey.
The Aviator doing work through the air.
How about that? Tyler just under 10 a clip over the course of the showcase.
And Hansen long on the triple. On the board and run out here with Erickson. Erickson, nice pass to McKee, reverses and scores.
Man, the Colonels just have found a really nice rhythm to this game. Good ball movement, unselfish play has helped them to create this 8-point differential.
Skank comes back trying to get that three to go. Couldn't deal, misses the opportunity on the offensive rebound. So right back down the floor will go with the Colonels. Unlike the dad on Southern Mary Daxmer, the Colonel is out to get him. Leading by 8. Bettinger goes at Rust. He'll step back. Just won't get going here for Mason. Here comes Chudy. Chudy sends out to Rust. Got a foul on the pass. As I wonder if Chudy's going to keep the sleeves on. Jordy ditched him.
Chudy going to come off here. One of those where I was just thinking maybe a chance for Chudy to take a couple of possessions, right? Try to get that rhythm going for this offense, and one and done.
Yeah, that shot would not drop for the Chaps. It was Owen Odom. Barnes. He was out up to Christensen, and Christensen with 5 quick points. It's out of 2 minutes left. Rust on the other end, and James Rust, the T-Bird, goes right to the rim.
And nice job running the floor there. Teammate able to find him. Recognizes and has a lane before the defense can get back. And I'm not going to say an easy two, but certainly easier than if the whole defense was able to get set.
Hey, touch every part of the rim as long as it drops there for Jordy Barnes. The soft touch. 10-point lead again inside of a minute and a half left in the first half. Bettinger with this tip. Barnes with the pick up and head to Erickson with the lay-in.
All starts there in the deflection by Bettinger. Barnes able to get it up. Defense leading to offense.
Oh, how about forcing some contact and finishing through it there for Tanner Davis out of Skyview.
It needed something. And when we talked about the offense, just hasn't looked gelled yet in this first half for the Chaps. And Tanner Davis, look, he's made big moments for Skyview and makes a nice play there to help keep Dallas in it.
Maybe in the winter, Jordy, but not here. That one won't go. And on the rebound, here's Davis facing up on Erickson. Drops inside to Deal. And Isaac Staley with the block.
I've seen Logan Deal play really good post, offense and defense. And how about Staley? More of a stretch player, but able to go right at Logan Deal and take it to him defensively.
And our reigning 5A player of the year, Mason Bettinger, finally getting one to drop and feel pretty good about himself there. But he started it with some defense here toward the end.
Yeah.
Davis, extra pass, Rust in the corner. Can't get the long ball to drop. Rebound to Erickson with 7.
How about the tip by Barnes, though, to keep it alive?
Barnes to Bettinger, and Mason finishes. There's 5 quick points for number 52, and extending the lead are the Colonels. They take a 14-point lead to the break. We're at halftime. Colonels lead the Chaparrals 40-26. You're watching the Utah Top 50 Championship game on KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Welcome back in, Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. Start of the second half of the Utah Top 50 Championship game, and the Colonels, Dane, down the stretch. It was defense leading to offense, and Bettinger finished with 5 points down the stretch.
Yeah, I think the thing that's maybe the most impressive tonight when you look at it, this Chaps squad, Dusty, they were the highest scoring team in the showcase, averaged 79 points a game, just 26 in the first half here. And so we talk about some shots that they've missed, but look, I mean, we've seen a lot of one-and-dones, quick possessions, but it's been a really good job by the Colonels of getting stops and then closing it out, just like we see Jordy Barnes do there, right? Easy rebound, 3 guys at the rim for the Colonels, and we're down the floor with Kentucky.
There's remind you our clock on the screen is unofficial. We try to sync it up whenever it gets off, so got that taken care of. Is inside Bettinger, sends out to Swiggett.
The other thing was this was a 64-60 game in the first matchup.
Right.
And one team is above that average and the other is behind that average.
Well, they both have plenty of talent as Mason Bettinger picking up where he left off. Skied for that board. Goes on the reverse side and finishes. And it's a 16-point advantage for the Colonels.
Yeah, I talked about Mason. Had 22 points in that first matchup, and he's starting to find his rhythm. A good take there from Skink. He's got to get going here for the Chaps.
A great contest there from McKee, able to finish it as Bettinger gets behind the defense and misses the bunny. He's saying, wait a minute, I got past all the misses.
I worked that out of the system in the first half.
Got that taken care of. The wide channel basketball betrayed him on that one. Is Jepson. Man,
it must have been the
win. Christensen says, thank you for that. And now a foul +1 for Bettinger.
Wonder where Mason going end-to-end there. Count it. And 1. Man, 17. That's a big lead.
Yeah. Big lead, and especially when they've been playing defense.
You got to outscore 1 point per minute the rest of the way on a running clock.
Yeah, on a running clock that only stops at 10 minutes. And then only inside 2 minutes down the stretch on fouls. As Barnes looks backside to McKee, and McKee, telling you, he's getting himself lathered up for Friday night. He got a big one.
You can make an argument. Jackson McKee has been the best player tonight for the Chaps. Seen good defense from him, some nice finishes from in close. He's had a nice night.
Hansen from the junction misses it, left it short. Here comes Barnes.
Except for the Chaps, he's on the Colonels. My bad.
McKee from the corner, off the mark, and rebound to the Chaps. Here comes Hansen. He's another man quiet tonight. McKee, we're just waiting on him. And McKee with the block.
Hansen hit an early 3, had a nice bucket in the paint. Other than that, it has been a tough night, and he's not the only one feeling that way.
There's some a little frustrated out here. It is, there we go. There's the 3 for Skank.
I was waiting to see the result of that before I said, Hunter Skank another one, right? Good to see him hit that corner 3.
Swiggett has that one taken away by Davis. Rust to Davis. Davis with the bump. Couldn't get the bucket or the whistle. And here comes McKee.
That's a whistle in a month, but I don't know if that's a whistle that he would like in a month.
Yeah.
Looked like maybe aggressive with the shoulder there.
Oh, nicely done there by Rust.
Another steal for this defense.
Chudy on a CK.
Oh, boy.
Our 5A Offensive Player of the Year and 5A Player of the Year colliding at the rim.
Yeah, Chudy hard to the floor there. Good to see him up okay.
Yeah. He hasn't gotten to a rhythm in our coverage this year. Be able to go Chudy. Haven't seen it yet.
Second leading scorer for the Chaps. See there, missed free throw.
Here comes Swiggett. Campbell on the baseline, sends up top Bettinger. Bettinger to Staley, goes on a CK. Chudy nearly had the steal. Erickson terminates, sent out to Swiggett. Cam on the drive, he terminates. Back up top to Bettinger. Mason, strong move, good hands by Davis. Erickson goes back in. Can't get it to go, and it's Anasike clearing the board.
And that was Tanner Davis coming over, staying aggressive defensively there to get the denial the second time.
Chudy was hoping for a call, didn't get it, and then a prayer on the shot. Neither were answered. Swig it straight away, back rim. As the offense has gone dry here.
Yeah.
So 14-point game. 4:45 on a rolling clock. As CK steps back into a three, can't get it.
Boy, and Chudy, that's one where he does such a good job. He actually created a driving lane there, but saw he had some space, elected to shoot the three. On a night it's been a tough shooting night for him. I'd love to see him take advantage of that paint drive.
Skank leaves it for Rust. Rust did not take that in rhythm, misses on the three.
Man, minutes here where we've gone without a bucket on both sides.
Yeah, as Erickson sends out. Staley, no. Oh, McKee came skying in for the rebound. They're going to have a foul on the board. Caught on the floor.
McKee continuing to be aggressive. He'll head to the bench here, get a breather.
So Barnes sends in Christensen. Had that one go off the bottom of the backboard.
Saw that last night as well in girls action.
Yeah, Haley Wilson did that. Was a three?
Ike Palmer able to hit that. That'll finally get us back in the scoring end of things.
And there you go. There's a little rhythm back into this game as Erickson knocks it down. Push it back up to a 14-point lead.
Caden has an opportunity. I'm going to say, I don't know if this is a sleeper pick or not. He's on a short list of potential top scorers in 6A this year.
Sure. And that would be goes to Mason. Mason fall away on Odom. And you said he's in a rhythm.
Yep. This is how he played. Remember I told you in week 2, I was like, Mason was so efficient in game 1. I mean, he had to be 70-75% from the floor week 1 against this same Chaps team, and that's where he's at right now.
Well, he needs his 40 touches.
That might be a little much. I don't know if we're going to get buy-in from that coach.
You said 40. What is it? You said 40 or was it 20?
I said 20 for Jagger.
Oh, 20 for Jagger.
40. That's a lot of touches in 32 minutes.
Just give him the ball and let him bring it up. It's not that hard.
They're going to have a shot clock. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Extra possessions.
If they can't make 20 shots, get the ball in his hands, whatever. Let's go. He and Jackson Smith, they just split the ball in half.
All right, so Coach Margette's, Dusty says 40 touches a game for Mason Bettinger.
The traveling man, Josh Margette's. He's been taking advantage of some free time as Staley misses on the three. And Palmer comes back in the Mustang with 5 points in the half. I said 40, and I knew I was off. Let's do this at that. I mean, 43's a game. I mean, let's do this. But Staley.
Even in the NBA, they'd call that selfish. There's not a lot of 40.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I was going to make a Westbrook joke after that 2-for-1.
I was
the end of the game the other night.
I was almost going to go there, and then I was like, nah.
Did you hear the arena when he put that shot? We went to go put like, no. You could hear it. You could hear it. As soon as he missed it was like, and you kind of hear the no, and you hear the why. Oh, it was awesome. Plus, it was Laker fan pain. I mean, that's just.
Well, according to rumors, that may be coming to a stadium near you.
Oh, rumors. Depends if there's a first-round pick coming with him.
Yeah.
Or
multiples, right?
Yeah. As Staley gets to the rim, I mean, nobody wants to take on $48 million next year.
Boy, lead 19. Been extended here.
Best can't get that one over McKee. McKee says, you can't bring that through Sardine Canyon. Cleans that one up. And Staley has that one taken away by Deal. I think I said Best. I meant Deal. There's Davis. Oh, he couldn't get down. Maybe blocked, too. Ball poked outside, and it's Beatty with the ball.
Boy, Beatty scored early. I don't remember him taking a shot since then.
Been quiet. Palmer trying to work a two-man game, but passes off the mark. Luckily, Deal is there.
Because even that just feels a little too much, right? Like, try to simplify, try to execute, work your way back.
Cam Swiggett sends out to Barnes. Jordy for three. Was online, but short. There's a nice strong take there by Davis. And a much needed timeout. We go to the media timeout. 8:45 left in the championship game. You're watching the Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
.847 left in the championship game of the second year of the Utah Top 50. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. What has been fun to be at Vivint Arena for the championship.
Great way to cap it off.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And the staff at Vivint Arena have been fantastic, helping us get set up.
Great.
Want to give them props. I mean, it was almost like they work for UPS. What can we do for you?
Right. Are you sure that's all you need? Yep, absolutely. You're sure? No, they were great.
Yeah.
They have good ears to hear me yelling from the depth here. Not even like yelling, just kind of a little bit of elevated voice and took care of stuff. So we want to thank them. I mean, it's been awesome.
And by the way, the arena looks sharp.
Yes, it does.
Looks
great.
very, very good. How about Swiggett again? Now, I don't know if that's Lone Peak approved red shoes, but they won't care if he scores like that.
Exactly. Hey, it's actually the same like red shoes that Kaylee Woolston has that she wore last night.
Well, then no one's going to care, right?
Yeah, you just go with it. As there's Jordy Barnes. So Swiggett hit the three. Barnes now with the nifty little take. And don't tell me purple's not back. Look at the roof.
Yeah. You can see that from everywhere in the arena.
Everywhere.
Man. Everywhere.
It's everywhere. There's a nice take and finish there by Chudy on a CK. Jordy sends over to Swiggett. I don't know if that was a regulation move or not.
In the top 50, we're good, man.
And one tour. Oh, baby, with the finish on that take.
It won't be good at this level or the next level, but the level after that, no problem.
At this level, yeah, absolutely, where the floor is. As McKee with the take and make. Heard Joe Dumars talk about traveling violation in an interview recently. He works for the NBA. And he said, what's that going to be? He's like, it's going to change. I'm like, yeah. Believe it when I see it. It's Chudy on a CK with the three.
Not as long as the current stars are in the league.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a hang and hit for Swiggett. It's now 5 points after the media timeout for Cam.
Best game of the showcase for Cam Swiggett by far.
Yeah, by far.
He's been spectacular tonight. Just averaged 3 points a game coming in.
Oh, surprising.
I know.
Jordy Barnes. Oh, nice job. Just hanging, finds McKee. Oh, and he misses.
Dusty, we had a little over-under a little earlier. We might go back to that. Over-under 3.5 on players of the game tonight.
3.5?
3.5.
I'll take the under because I think you're going to go with
a big line.
You're going to go with 3.
I do have 4 in my mind right now. This is not decided.
Yeah,
There's a good
4,
550
right.
left.
Bloop, bloop.
So,
Dan Patrick Show fans know that reference. Anytime they do guess the lines, they hit it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There's a nice take and make there by Jepson. And look, I think one of the fun things we talk about is that we're going to get ready for our basketball coverage just over a month. High school football ends on the 18th, I believe. Our high school basketball coverage will start for some teams like Davis. We're doing every one of their games here on the Rewind Sports Network. And Copper Hills will have every one of their games. Others. So we'll start pretty quick after that. But then our real games of the week and stuff might go a little later into December, depending on some of the matchups we'll see come out. But we love doing this because I feel very primed and ready to go in our coverage and understanding who we should be expecting big things from in the state.
yeah, I think there's still a lot to be said for the camaraderie, right, and
Sure.
the fit. But to your point, it's like, man, I could talk about any team right now,
Right.
Because we've seen best players in the state for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and you get a feel for where those players are at, and you know they're going to have pretty sizable contributions. I think you take like a Lone Peak where it's like, yeah, we've seen Can and we've seen Ike, but what is that unit going to look like collectively, and how does Coach Ross use them? That we'll still see there. But to your point, let's go, man.
Yeah.
Like, ready.
Yeah, well, not that. You get guys like Ethan Erickson. He's not going to surprise us when he comes out absolutely dealing, and we'll be able to share to all the state, like, hey, look, this kid throughout the fall played great. Paul Beatty would be another one. We thought he had a strong top 50. But we see Erickson. We saw him last year because of our Davis coverage twice, and in the state tournament saw him 2 more times, or probably 3 more times, as Swiggett with another 3.
I'll tell you another player who's on the floor tonight, and tonight hasn't been his best game. He's had some nice plays tonight, but that's Hunter Hansen.
Yeah, so
and a
excited
young
Hunter
man
Hansen.
who it's like, played at Fremont last year, and we kind of knew, he's a good ball player, right? You see Utah State, and you're like, oh, wow, he might be better than I thought. And you see him over the course of these 6 weeks, like, he is a lot better than I was giving him credit for in my mind. He's going to be a stud for Fremont.
And not that, he's going to play for one of the more sharp-dressed guys in the state. And on big games where he's going to wear the jacket with the French blue shirt and the ring, unless it's at Davis. He says, then Chad will pull out his too, so he doesn't want him to. Of course, that's Corey Mullaney, one of our favorites, and another one of the coaches we've gotten to know over our coverage really, really well.
You know what I didn't know was that Corey liked us back in the day.
Right. And then he saved the picture.
Right?
Yeah.
When he said that, I was like, oh, he really did like us. It made me feel good.
That shot was short. But just real quick, so excited to see Dallin Hall back. That's part of the reason why Corey is probably okay to like us, because how much time we essentially lived at Fremont covering
no
Dallin
choice
Hall
during
teams.
those years.
There's the bucket there for Deal. But just a very successful year 2 here for Utah Top 50. And not just for this group, these boys are going to play here. I mean, the next was outstanding to see those guys.
And then
the girls last night, and how excited they were. So honored to have the opportunity to go out. I mean, I talked to some of them down before I came up. I was talking with some of the coaches and stuff, and just very much like you made it. Like, absolutely. Like, they didn't want to miss it. Like, this was the coolest thing to feel like they got this honor to be named in the top 50, and they played that way.
Yeah.
And they've posted that way. I'll say that much as far as the interaction.
Yeah.
So, but and then have the championship game here at Vivint, and Gary Celius. I guess I could share that, but major help in doing that. And of course, Gary, a longtime coach here in the state, runs camps for the Jazz. There's a jumper.
Yeah, nice baseline J there for Beatty. No, you're right. I mean, I was excited that this was not a 1-year thing, and having the boys come back, it's like, oh, this is awesome. And But then you see, they were talking about, yeah, we want to get girls, we want to do the next. It's like, holy cow, it's not quite doubling, but it's like, man, you are expanding your reach so much in year 2. It's like, this is phenomenal. And
think of it. Last year we had around 50 players.
Yeah.
Right? Remember, they were numbered one. Thank goodness they aren't all 50s this year. That really helped the coverage a ton. But then you add 40 girls, and then you add another 40 boys. I think it was 40 or 50 boys. On the next is there's Bettinger with the dunk. And then to close it out here, like I said, the largest sports franchise in the state of Utah, is a great coup for year 2.
So you see Beatty back-to-back Jays there for the Chaps.
As Erickson can't get that one to go on the fall away. 35 seconds left. I
thought he wanted that 3.
Beatty on the baseline got it. 3 straight jumpers there for the Farmington Phoenix.
And it's just kind of the headline from the night, right? Is that we've seen better games from the Chaps. Tough night for them offensively for a lot of different reasons. But, even there, 3 straight possessions where Beatty, bang, 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 right?
Yep.
And that doesn't happen until the final minute. And it's a shame because I think we were expecting that, for the full 40. And, look, tip the cap to the Colonels. Their defense was great. They were effective on offense and put this thing away early.
And that's probably our final possession as Davis will throw down. And that will do it. Year 2 goes to the Kentucky Colonels, the champions of the Utah Top 50 Fall League. Dane, your final thoughts on the selection of players, as you tipped off earlier, of the game?
Well, I think, look, again, for the Chaps, they had 3 players coming into tonight averaging double figures, including the league's top scorer, and it was just a really challenging night for them offensively. I thought the Colonels did a really good job one-and-doneing it, cleaning up the glass, getting out in transition, working their offense. I'm going to go with 2 tonight for our player of the game. I'm going to go with Cam Swiggett. That young man had a spectacular ball game, inside, outside. Best offensive night I've seen from Cam, and that includes his varsity year last year. Big night. And I'll go with Mason Bettinger as the other. I think his offense, what he came on, really closed out that first half, and then his approach in the second half was a big, big difference in helping to extend that separation that the Chaps were never able to come back with. So Cam Swiggett, Mason Bettinger, my players of the game.
Congratulations. Good selections. Congratulations getting to the Colonels, our champions of the Utah Top 50 here in our second year. Again, I want to thank for the whole crew that helps us, from Utah Top 50, the directors of this whole time that we have. It's been an absolute blast. I want to thank them for partnering with us here, KSL Sports Rewind, and everything that we can do to help them. Been absolutely awesome. I want to thank Vivint Arena for their help getting us set up as well. But thanks to the players and their families. It's been a blast to get to watch these guys, and we're excited to see them in their coverage this fall and winter on our coverage of high school basketball here in the city of Utah on KSL Sports Rewind. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us. Championship game, Colonels 82, Chaps 63. Our players of the game, Cam Swiggett and Mason Bettinger. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the 2022 Utah Top 50 Championship right here on KSLSports.com.